Hey guys, and welcome back to the BP Gaming Network. We are playing Out of the Park Baseball 21, featuring our Oakland Athletics franchise 2020 season. It is May 28th, and that means we have a ball game for you today. The Athletics will be facing the Astros. This is a day game, and it's going to be an exciting one. But before we get to that game, as per usual, we'll take a quick look at the team and just see how things have progressed so far. So the last video, we were somewhere mid-May, was May 14th, and we had a game there with the Mariners, which was a very fun game. The A's came back from behind to win that game, and so that was May 14th. From there, the A's went back on the road to LA for a three-game series against the Angels, and they won that series 2-1. And then the A's went back home and faced the Texas Rangers at home on a three-game series, and didn't fare very well. You can see we won only one game out of three and lost the other two. And then we started another series with the Angels again, and we won two games and lost one. And then this particular week, this is week 10, we played three games out of a 4-game series against the Astros, and so far we've won two games and just lost one. And the last game of the series is today. So we'll be checking out that game. We're excited to see if we can win this series against the Astros. And beating the Astros is always a special feat for the Athletics, mainly because the Astros are, in my opinion, probably the best team in our division. So if you check out the rankings in the division so far, the Athletics are playing really well, leading the division. The Rangers are creeping up there. The A's record is 35-22, and the Rangers are second with a 32-23 record. So the Rangers surprisingly are playing really well. And then you got the Astros in third place, also playing not too bad. I mean, they're about 500, so that's pretty good. And then the Angels and the Mariners all the way at the bottom. So it's a divisional matchup in today's game, and it's a crucial one because, like I said, you want to dominate your division, and especially beating a team like the Astros is extra special. So that's what we have in store for you guys. At the same time, we'll take a quick look and see what kind of moves and changes we've done with the team so far. So as of May 15th, we made a couple moves. So there was a change on May 15th. Marc Payton, he was sent back by the Cincinnati Reds. He was returned to the Athletics. He was a Rule 5 pickup last year by the Reds, and I think they usually have about 12 months to keep the player on their 40-man roster, or returning back to the original team if they're not going to keep him on the 40-man roster, or release him, or one of the few very options that they had. And they chose to send him back to the A's, so we received Marc Payton back. And you can see he's a minor leaguer. He's got 2 options left in his contract, but he's already got 5 years as a pro. So he definitely had to be put back on the 40-man roster when he came back. So it's a nice addition to our AAA team because he's an outfielder. We do have some decent outfielders in AAA, but he does bring in a decent option there. You can see his overall rating. It's got 2 out of 5 and a potential of 2 out of 5. So not a bad addition to have back on our team, although we are fairly stacked up in our minor league system when it comes to the outfield. So nonetheless, I think it's nice to have him back. He does have good ratings, and we basically put him on the 40-man roster, and then we sent him back down to AAA. We also sent Brian Schlitter back down to AAA Vegas. As you guys recall, in our last video, Schlitter was DFA'd, and then he went through waivers. He cleared waivers, and after clearing waivers, we basically sent him down to AAA. Another good news that happened on May the 28th, Daniel Mengden, one of our decent starting pitchers, was on the injured list for about 5 weeks, and he finally healed. His injury has healed. So what we did is we sent him back down to AAA for rehab. He's going to be there for a few weeks as he starts to loosen up and start to throw some pitches before we call him back up to the A's. So those are your highlights as far as major changes with our team, and that's basically that. All right, so before we get started with today's game, we're going to take a quick look at the matchup for today's game. This is your pitching matchup, and it's going to be between AJ Puk and Forrest Whitley, or Whitley. Between these two guys, the A's have the better pitcher, without a doubt. AJ Puk has just been stellar so far in 2020. He's got a 4-1 record, 2.97 ERA after 31 and 1/3 innings. Whereas Forrest has a record of 2-1, an ERA of 5.17, so not good after pitching in 31 and 1/3 innings. So there you have it. AJ is a lefty and Whitley is a righty, so it's gonna be a fun matchup, and we'll see how this one plays out. All right, let's go ahead and advance to the next stage, and now we're gonna go ahead and take a quick look at your starting lineups for the visiting Oakland Athletics. So this game is going to be played at Minute Maid Park in Houston. All right, so these are your starting lineups for the A's. You can see the record there for the A's, 35 and 22. Leading off will be Marcus Semien. Batting second will be Stephen Piscotty. Chad Pinder will bat third. You can see Pinder's been on fire over his last 6 games. A .417 batting average with 4 home runs so far. Batting in the cleanup spot will be Matt Olson. Batting 5th, Austin Allen. Mark Canha will bat 6th. Tony Kemp will be batting 7th. Chris Davis will be the DH, batting 8th. And Ramon Laureano will be batting 9th. And your pitcher will be AJ Puk. On the bench, you'll see Matt Chapman. He's being replaced by Chad Pinder at third base. That's because Chapman has been struggling heavily over the last couple months since the start of this season, so he hasn't been able to pick up his groove and perform well. So I benched him for this game. In his place, we basically put Pinder in third, and then we dropped Tony Kemp at second base. All right, with that said, we will now head out to the ballpark at Minute Maid Park for this day game. And before we do that, let's go ahead and check out the Astros defensive positioning. All right, so you can see there Martin Maldonado, the Gold Glover, will be the catcher. First base will be Yordan Alvarez. Jose Altuve, another Gold Glove, will be in second base. Alex Bregman will be in third. Carlos Correa will be the shortstop. Left field will be Michael Brantley. George Springer will be in center, and Kyle Tucker will be in right field. And you got your pitcher there, Forrest Whitley. All right, guys. So without any further ado, let's get this one going. So leading off for the Athletics will be Marcus Semien facing Forrest Whitley. There we got some nice views of Minute Maid Park. And this one's underway. So that's going to be a walk. First pitch was at 11:10 and 1:10 p.m. Alright, Marcus Semien will take first base. And now batting next will be Steven Piscotty. Piscotty flies out to center field. That brings up Chad Pinder. That's the second one given up in the first inning by Whitley, and the runners will advance to second and first. The Athletics have a man in scoring position, and now it will be the first baseman, Matt Olson. Olson flies out to left field. That brings up the catcher, Austin Allen. Alright. That doesn't amount to much, as the side is retired and the inning is over. So Allen strikes out swinging. And we'll move on to the bottom of the first. And before we do that, we'll go ahead and bring you the starting lineups for the home team, the Houston Astros. So the Astros leadoff will be Jose Altuve. Batting second will be Carlos Correa. Batting third will be Yordan Alvarez. Batting fourth, George Springer. Batting fifth, Alex Bregman. Kyle Tucker will be batting sixth. Abraham Toro will bat seventh. Michael Brantley will bat eighth. Batting ninth will be Martin Maldonado. Alright, guys. The leadoff batter, Jose Altuve for the Astros. And he gets a infield single. Okay. AJ Park is on the mound for the Athletics. Park gives up a walk with nobody out. These runners are on at first and second. Okay, things go from bad to worse here. So that's a wild pitch, and runners will advance to second and third. Yordan Alvarez comes up with a single to right field, and it scores 2 runs. So a 2-run single. And the Astros are on the board early in this one, leading 2-0. Alright, the Astros are now leading 4-0 with a home run by George Springer. Not how we wanted to start this one. AJ Park, who so far has been pitching well, seems to have run into trouble early on. Still nobody out. Park will record his first out as Bregman grounds out to the third baseman, and they get the force out at first. That will bring up Kyle Tucker with 1 out and nobody on. Tucker will take first after again hit by a pitch. Alright, an attempt to steal there doesn't pan out for the Astros, as Tucker is caught stealing. And Park records his first strikeout as he retires the side after giving up 4 runs. And that will bring us to the top of the second. Canna will lead off for the Athletics. And he'll ground out to the shortstop, and they get the force out at first. Tony Kemp is batting next with 1 out, nobody on. Kemp comes up with a single to right field, so he'll take first base. The DH, Chris Davis, batting next. All right, Davis comes through with a home run, a 2-run home run to left field, and that cuts the score in half. So the lead is now 4-2 Houston. And I will bring up Ramon Laureano, the center fielder for the Athletics, with 1 out, nobody on. Laureano flies out to center field. And that brings up Marcus Semien. Looks like he got all of that one. Yes, he did. Marcus Semien comes up with a home run. That makes the score now 4-3. Still Houston. The Athletics have chipped away at this lead fairly early, just in the second inning, and all of a sudden we got a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. And now Stephen Piscotty. And the hits continue. Piscotty is going to get on at first with a single to center field. And that will bring up Chad Pinder. Chad Pinder has been on fire. We highlighted him in the intros. He's been seeing the ball really well, making good contact. Alright, so the Astros pick off the runner at first. Unbelievable. So Piscotty is set down as he's picked off, and the side is retired. The inning is over. We will now move on to the bottom of the second, and as we do that, we shall now take this opportunity to see how the Athletics set up on defense. Alright, the catcher for the Athletics will be Austin Allen. Matt Olson will be in first base. Tony Kemp will take second base. Third base will be Chad Pinder. Marcus Semien will be in short. Mark Canna will be in left. Ramon Laureano will be in center field. Stephen Piscotty will take care of right field. And AJ Park is the pitcher for the Athletics. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the bottom of the second. The lead is still 4-3 Houston, and Brantley is gonna bat next. Wow, so this is all about power here. So Brantley comes through with a home run to right field, increases the Houston's lead to 5. Now the lead is 5-3. Up next, Martin Maldonado. Maldonado strikes out, and that will bring up Jose Altuve. Altuve will get on base via walks. That makes it the second walk by AJ Park. This could be a double play, and it is a double play. So after that home run, AJ Park comes back and gets a ground ball that's turned into a double play that retires this side, and the inning is over. So we'll move on to the top of the third. Leading off for the Athletics, Chad Pinder. And Pinda, as I mentioned, continues that hot streak, making very good contact. So he comes up with a single to center field. He will get on base at first. That will bring up Matt Olson, the cleanup hitter. Olson, it's a pop fly, it's caught, and he is retired. Up next, the catcher, Austin Allen. Austin Allen comes up with a hit to right field, right center, and he will take first base. So Chad Pinder will advance to second. And now the left fielder, Mark Hanna. Hanna hits a high fly ball to shallow center field, and he is it is caught, so he's set down. And that will bring up Tony Kemp. Kemp will strike out, and the side is retired. We'll now move on to the bottom of the third. And the first batter is set down. That will bring up George Springer. And if you recall, Springer had that home run in the first inning. This time he is retired as he grounds out to the third baseman. Alex Bregman will bat next. And you can see the shift on the left. And he hits a ground ball to the shortstop, and they set him down. The side is retired. So quick inning there for AJ Puck. 3 up, 3 down. We'll move on to the top of the fourth inning. Chris Davis will be the batter next. And Davis had that 2-run homer earlier. This time he strikes out swinging, and he'll take a seat. Laureano will be batting next. Ramon comes up with a single to center field, so he'll take first. Marcus Semien will bat next. We've got a runner on at first. And Semien will strike out swinging. See if we can get Ramon to steal second, and he does. Beautiful. So trying to make it a little bit more aggressive here. A bit of aggressive base running, and that's panned out as Ramon now is in scoring position for Stephen Piscotty with 2 outs for the Athletics. Piscotty comes up with a single to center field, so we have a decision to make here. Laureano, the ball is very shallow. Laureano is an average runner, and Springer has a great arm. Do or die here. You know, we'll take our chances. And the chances paid off. Beautiful base running there by Laureano, and good decision making there by the manager. All right, so the A's managed to get a run there. That chips away at the lead now. So the lead is just 4-1, a 1-run lead by the Astros, and the Athletics are still batting with Chad Pinder batting next. Pinder will fly out to center field. So a productive at-bat there, productive inning for the Athletics. That will now take us to the bottom of the fourth. Leading off for the Astros, Kyle Tucker. Tucker comes up with a hit to center field. That's a single. He'll take first, and he is a threat to steal, so the Athletics might want to keep an eye on him. So AJ Park gives up a walk to the second batter he faces. Now there's runners on at first and second. Brantley comes in and hits a line drive that's caught to left field. So he's set down, but manages to advance the runner from second to third. So Kyle Tucker was able to tag, and because of his speed, he was able to steal third. Oh no, Chad pinned. Okay, so that's going to be scored as an E5. Definitely an error on the third baseman. Maldonado looks like was going to be out there, but he does get on base, and that does score a run. So the lead is back up to 2 runs. 6-4 Astros. Alright, Altuve will fly out to left field. That's another walk given up by AJ Park. That's his 4th tonight. He doesn't seem to have a lot of confidence. Seems to be missing the zone, giving up hits, long balls, but he does get out of this one. So the Astros did manage to get a run to keep the lead 2 runs away from the Athletics. So we'll move on to the top of the 5th. Matt Olson will be leading off for the Athletics. Olson will fly out to left field. Now brings up the catcher, Austin Allen. Austin will strike out swinging. Marcana will bat next. Forrest Whitley starting to get his groove on as he records back-to-back strikeouts there to retire the side. The inning is now over. We'll move on to the bottom of the 5th. And before we get this inning started, we'll take this opportunity to bring you guys a top performer, one of the top closers in MLB, Liam Hendriks of the Athletics. He's currently leading the league in saves with 16 saves, and you can see the rest of the guys there. Anderson with 14, Barnes with 14, Hand 14, and Kennedy 14. So a bunch of guys, about 4 of them tied for second place, if you will, but your leader in saves, Liam Hendriks of the Athletics. So he's been playing really well. All right, George Springer now will lead off for the Houston Astros in the bottom of the 5th. Park will give up another walk, and it's time to start making some decisions now. We want somebody else warming up. So we're gonna get Chris Bassitt warming up for the Athletics. Oh, outstanding. Bregman hits into a double play, which is exactly what we were hoping for here. Looks like AJ Park will get out of this one as he gets Kyle Tucker to hit fly ball to left field, which was caught, and the side is retired. So the inning is over. We'll now move on to the top of the 6th inning, and there's a pitching change, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Biagini will come in to pitch for the Astros. Biagini thus far has pitched in 21 1/3 innings and has an ERA of 2.11. So a good reliever. Used to pitch for the Blue Jays, and now is pitching for the Astros. So he will face Tony Kemp at the top of the 6th. The 2-run lead still on. by the Astros, and Tony Kemp continues to see the ball well as he gets another single to left field. He will take first base, and that will bring up the power hitter Chris Davis. Davis will strike out swinging. That will bring up Ramon Laureano. Laureano will fly out to left shallow. The ball was caught by Correa. Marcus Semien will bat next. Alright, this is getting a bit ridiculous. So the Astros get their second force out at first. The side is retired, so we'll move on to the bottom of the sixth. We still have A.J. Puck pitching. He's thrown 80 pitches, given up 5 walks, and 5 runs, all of them earned. So I think it's time to bring in Chris Bassitt. So Bassitt comes in and immediately gives up a single. Let's quickly take a look at Bassitt and how he's pitched so far. In 2020, he's already pitched in 53 2/3 innings. His ERA is 4.70. Alright, so he's going to face Michael Brantley with Abraham Toro on at first base. Alright, Toro is going to steal second. Didn't expect that, but it is what it is. Alright, so Brantley came through with a double to right field. It's a run-scoring double, and the lead is now 7-4. It gives me an opportunity to get JB warming up. So Jose Altuve will now come and face Chris Bassitt with 1 out and a run on at third. Altuve will strike out swinging. So Correa must get a hit here if he wants to score that run. And he strikes out looking. So the inning is over, but the lead was extended to 7. So it's now 7-4 Houston. Batting next for the Athletics will be Marcus Semien at the top of the third. Semien will fly out to left center field. That will bring up Stephen Piscotty. Piscotty strikes out swinging. And that brings up Chad Pinder. That's the second hit for Chad Pinder in this game tonight. So Pinder playing really well. And now we'll see Matt Olson batting next. Olson will fly out to left field. So ladies and gentlemen, we are now at the middle of the 7th inning, which is the 7th inning stretch. The fans will now be singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." While we stretch, we'll take this chance and this opportunity to quickly get you guys caught up on some of the key transactions by the Athletics so far in the month of May. Yeah, so one of the key things we mentioned earlier was Marc Payton, who was returned by the Reds as a Rule 5 draft pick. He was put on the 40-man roster and sent down to AAA. And also, some of the good news here for the Athletics. Daniel Mengden, who had an injury that lasted about five weeks, is now back, but he was sent down to AAA on a rehab assignment. And Brian Schlitter, who finally cleared waivers, was also sent down to AAA Las Vegas. So those are some of your key major transactions by the Athletics thus far. Alright, so bottom of the 7th inning, the score is still 7-4. Yordan Alvarez will be facing Chris Bassitt. Bassitt gives up a walk there. And this could be the right time to bring in J.B. Wendell. So a pitching change by the Athletics. J.B. Wendelken will check in. There you can see his numbers for 2020 in 19 innings. He's got a 5.68 ERA. So not the kind of month JB wanted to have. Things haven't gone very well for him in the month of May. At any rate, he will be facing George Springer, while Yordan Alvarez is on at first. And we'll try and just let Alvarez know that we can see him. Springer will fly out to left center field. That brings up Alex Bregman. Alright, Alvarez caught stealing. So that was a pitch out there, and it worked as planned, as Alvarez took that opportunity to try and steal second, but they caught him stealing. So now it's 2 outs and nobody on for the Astros. And Bregman flies out to center field, so that inning is now over. We'll now move on to the top of the 8th. Austin Allen will be facing Joe Biagini. And Allen will be retired at first. Mark Canha will be the next batter. That jammed him, and he's still swung at that, but it's a ground ball to the shortstop, and he's retired at first. So Tony Kemp will be the next batter for the Athletics with 2 outs, nobody on. So a quick inning there for Biagini. 3 up, 3 down. That takes us to the bottom of the 8th. The Athletics pitcher is still J.B. Wendelken, and he'll face the right fielder, Kyle Tucker. Tucker hits a line drive, but that's caught by the right fielder, so he is retired. Abraham Toro, their DH. And Toro will fly out to right field. So that's the second out for the Astros. Now we'll bring up Michael Brantley. Brantley comes up with a hit single to right field, so he'll take first base. And the catcher, Martin Maldonado, will get an opportunity here with the runner on at first. Maldonado hits a ground ball to the shortstop, and they get the force out at second base, and the side is retired. The inning is over, so we'll move on to the top of the 9th. The Astros will make a pitching change as they bring in their closer, Roberto Osuna. Osuna thus far has pitched in 19 innings. He has 11 saves and an ERA of 2.37. So this could be a tough situation. So let's see if we can perhaps increase our odds of winning here by bringing in Robbie Grossman. So Grossman is going to replace Chris Davis as the DH. Grossman is a left-handed batter. He will come in to face the right-handed pitcher, Roberto Osuna. Okay, so Grossman comes in and gets a single to right field. That breathes some life into the Athletics. As the center fielder now, Ramon Laureano will come in to bat as he faces Osuna. Laureano will strike out looking. So he's set down. That brings up Marcus Semien. That's back-to-back strikeouts by Osuna as Marcus Semien strikes out swinging. So the Athletics are down to their last batter. That is Stephen Piscotty. Piscotty has been seeing the ball well. He's 2 for 4 today. And decisions. Let's see, we do have... Yeah, no. I think Piscotty is still my best option. So, let's take a chance. Alright. So, Piscotty comes in, he's a pop fly. And that is caught. And that's the ball game. So, the Athletics couldn't win this one. The Astros were victorious here, 7-4. And yeah, the highlight of the game, you could see there, Michael Brantley made some major contributions there for the Astros. So did George Springer with that home run. AJ Puck wasn't in his element in this game. Pitching wise, he pitched in 5 innings, gave up 5 runs and 5 walks. So you're not going to win a lot of ball games with your starting pitcher giving up 5 walks. Chris Bassitt came in and managed to give up a run, and then JB pitched the other 2 innings, didn't give up a run. As far as the Astros are concerned, Whitley did not fare that well either. He pitched in 5 innings, gave up 4 runs after 8 hits. With only 2 walks. So you could sort of say he was sort of the better pitcher here by a margin, but nothing to be proud of either. He only went 5 innings, giving up 4 runs. Biagini and Osuna gets the save. So Michael Brantley is the player of the game. That's basically a wrap. So the Athletics managed to split the series. If we take a look here, this was a 4-game series, and the Athletics won the first 2 games. They've lost the last 2, and that's all she wrote. So that's the game. You know, it was a fun game. It wasn't the results that we were hoping for, but you know, you win some, you lose some. Yeah. So if you enjoyed this game, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the like button or comment if you have comments to make. Also, if you guys want to follow the team even more closely, check out our website at bpgamingnetwork.com, where you can find a lot more info, stats, details about the team, and you know, that will probably get more out of the videos if you follow our website as well. So hope you guys will check it out. That's a wrap for me, and I hope to see you guys on our next video. Thank you.